Well, hey everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of That Fallout Show, Meat Sweats. Shaline named it, not me. And speaking of, hi Shaline.
Hi Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing swell, how are you?
I'm great, good to see ya.
Yes, so tonight, if you notice watching us or letting you know in the audio world, Vendertron is not with us. We are in the kind of, the strike. Like, what's the mining company in Fallout 76?
Garahan Mining Company?
Yeah, we're in the Garahan strikes. We will not be replaced by our robot counterparts. So he's
also,
not...
he needed an oil change, so...
Yeah, so Vender is not with us tonight. But he shall join us again soon. But let's go ahead and get tonight rolling, shall we? You can help promote this show, making it better, if that's even possible. I don't know if it is. But you can help make the show better by sharing us on your social media, sending us emails, subscribing, and retweeting our social media posts, and tell your friends about us and share us like a grassroots campaign. Yes, do that. That helps us out a lot. Host us on Twitch too. We love everything that you do to help promote the show, so that means we don't have to do it. Tonight, you can expect such wonderful content, such as news. We actually played some Meat Week. We have a recap of the last week's challenge. We have a new one. A lore? That's not right. A lore. We have a lore segment. Then we have an item of the week and some emails. But before we get into any of that, we have some 5-star reviewer shout-outs. Take it away.
Yes, we would like to give a big thanks to the people who left us 5-star reviews. These are all from the USA this week. I burned Harold. You monster!
Oh.
You monster! Rorschach 2. Curiosity? Curiosity. I have no idea, Rick. What's your stat at that one?
Curiosity? Because like Ciara.
Yeah, Curiosity. That's good.
Curiosity.
And She Wendy, aka our internet mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you all for those lovely 5-star reviews.
Yes, thank you. We love seeing those trickle in. And yep. We also have some.
If you would like to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, just click that 5th star, leave us a bit of text, and we will gladly shout you out on a future show.
Awesome. We also have some new Discordians.
Yes, we do. Welcome to VG, Niles. I think Niles may have actually been another bot that Vender added, but I don't know for sure, so I'm going to shout them out anyway. Niles, if you're a real person, welcome, and if you're not a real person, welcome anyway. We don't discriminate here at We Just Love Games. Wes Mardo, Sugar Slice, Majin Angel, in parentheses.
Sure.
Bone with Sugar Slice. 4Valve, and Hazelberg.
Nice. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome all. Our Discord is just growing and chugging along, isn't it?
It really is. It's such a lovely community in there. I really enjoy just hanging out in the Discord and seeing what people have to say.
I've been trying to... I removed Twitter from my phone, so I've been trying to use Discord as my networking and engaging with listeners and stuff, and trying to actually keep up with it, because I'm, if, Vender was talking last week about the chart of who comments the most, like I would be at the bottom, I think, would be the one who comments the least.
Yeah, I love the Discord. I'm in there a lot.
You are. So. Both of you are. I need to keep up with it. This chair is getting squeakier by the day.
Yes, it's trying to compete with my air conditioner. So it's jealous of the unofficial 5th post.
The background noise of this show.
It's going to be ridiculous.
So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get into that special segment we like to call the Nuclear News Network. I don't think people really know what we call these segments. Like, we're like, oh, this is the news.
Yeah, we used to introduce it, I think, as Nuclear News Network way back in the day, but we haven't in like since 2015.
Huh.
So,
well,
the Nuclear News Network.
Woohoo!
If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment.
So, what happened in the world of Fallout, Shaline?
Actually, not a ton. We
Aw.
have very little on the news front this time. We do have some updates from QuakeCon that happened since the last time we had a Fallout show. There was a panel at QuakeCon. Did you have a chance to watch that?
I did not.
Yeah, I watched part of it. I didn't get to see the whole thing because I was at work. I should have gone back and watched the archive, but I saw about half of it. And they made a few little announcements. They will be introducing a new area to Nuclear Winter. Morgantown is going to be a new Nuclear Winter map. That will arrive in September. And on August 20th, we are scheduled to have the Vault 94 raid. So that will be 3 missions, one of 3 missions that will rotate weekly. So that is fantastic. And let's see here. In Morgantown, for Nuclear Winter, players are going to have to deal with the Grafton monster, in addition to of course, other players and stuff. It's going to be pretty amazing. I think that sounds great. One of my favorite things about Nuclear Winter is that we have the NPC, enemies as well, in addition to the other players. And they also gave us a few updates on the Wastelanders expansion that is coming this fall. And the dialogue trees are said to be more Fallout 3 than Fallout 4. Dialogue will be affected by a player's reputation with different factions, and that sounds fantastic. It was really well received by the audience at QuakeCon. And they will be introducing, along with human NPCs, more factions, including a Mothman cult, which I think is going to be just crazy popular.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think that's going to be fantastic. And at the end of the panel, they stated that private servers will be coming sooner than you think, which I find very hopeful. I really want private servers to be a thing so that we can just fill a server with we just love games, community members, that Fallout show listeners. I think it would be magnificent.
Oh, absolutely.
So good.
There's been a few people that have been, discussing their frustrations at public servers, and I message them and I'm like, wait till we have private servers. You're always welcome in our fold. And I think private servers for our community is going to be where this game really shines. And I think we're all probably kind of get into it a little bit more. I mean, especially if, and hopefully, perpetual houses.
That would be wonderful. Oh my goodness. That would be really nice.
Yeah. I mean, because inherently, private servers should be more stable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe the cap is still 24 people at a time on it, or whatever it is now. But if there were like 50 people accessing said private server, all 50 houses would be there.
That would be cool.
So who knows? I would really like that, because that way we can like always have each other's houses there, and it would be pretty cool.
See, because I really miss you guys when I play without you, and I load into our little lakeside, abode, right. And I'm just all alone, and the rest of the lake is empty. And I'm like, but Vendor should be here, Rick should be there. It's very heartbreaking for me. It's very sad.
Yeah. So, Bethintern, I know you're listening. You never pulled through and had Bethesda call me about my resume, jerk. But that's fine. I can look past it. It's all is forgiven. But perpetual housing and private servers, do it.
I think that soon after we see private servers, we will also see mods. I think that's a necessity before we will get mods.
I take it or leave it, but perpetual housing is it would add to it so much more. The whole purpose of this is rebuilding. So
I would love it.
It's like, we've rebuilt a town, and then after we all log off, it disappears. So bye-bye town.
They also revealed the roadmap for the summer. In August, we are going to have the ability to choose our perks. In the Battle Royale Nuclear Winter mode, you'll be able to trade in duplicate perks and add something new to the perk card deck. And August 20th, they are planning to add the Vault 94 mission as well as display cases. I'm really, really excited about display cases as well. We'll go into that a little more in depth in a few minutes. And in September, the Morgantown map, or nuclear winter. It'll be cool to have a new location. I think that having a lot of buildings really changes up the feel of a battle royale. Playing a battle royale in an open field it's a huge difference from playing a battle royale in buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'll be cool. They're planning to do some improvements to events, including performance-based reward rules, free fast travel to event locations, and more informative previews on the map. They'll also be doing some discounts and legendary items at Merk, the legendary vendor. And in November, they are predicting that we will have the Wastelanders expansion. I don't think we're going to get it that soon. I really don't.
You don't think so?
I feel like they're going to have to push it. I feel like it's going to be so complicated that they're going to have to push it. But here's hoping. I mean, I hope it comes out soon. I love NPCs. I want this. It's a thing. Yeah. And we're also going to just chat about the Inside the Vault that Bethesda posted this week. They went into a little bit more detail in terms of what they're going to do with patch 12, which includes display cases. So I'm just going to read this first bit. Put your gear on display. Add even more personal touches to your camp and flaunt the gear you've collected during your travels in the wasteland with display cases. In patch 12, we're adding a number of different cases, stands, and racks that you can use to exhibit items like your favorite guns, melee weapons, magazines, bobbleheads, junk, and more. And I am super excited about this, you guys. I'm just going to have display cases everywhere. It's going to be delightful. I've been selling, though, and using all my magazines and bobbleheads, and now I regret that because we couldn't display them. So I've been just selling them willy-nilly and using them even when I didn't really need to. And now I regret that I don't have like a full set of bobbleheads or my favorite magazines to fill up these display cases. Adding items to the display case will work much the same as assigning items to a vending machine or a fermenter. You can just assign items from your stash to the display item, and it will still take up weight in your stash, but there'll be a little trophy indicator that shows that that is something that's on display. So great. And it will be on a tab, its own tab in the camp build menu. Displays have been added between stash boxes and floor decor, and you'll get to choose what you would like. You can have up to 30 displays in your camp, and each display has a maximum number of items that you can assign to it. You can place one weapon in a heavy weapon stand, 20 magazines in a magazine rack, or 4 junk items in a standard display case. So my teddy bear collection will finally come to fruition. It's going to be glorious. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm glad because I remember kind of stepping back on the roadmap. I remember when this came out, I was complaining because it seemed very light compared to the last round.
Yes.
And I had assumed we were going to have to buy the display cases from the Atom Shop.
Well, we still don't know that for sure.
It's true. It's true.
I would be pretty heartbroken if there are no free display cases. I'm going to be really not very happy with Bethesda if that's the case. But
yeah,
I'm thinking they'll have like some that are available just for caps and materials, but I think that they will have some fancy ones that are only available for atoms.
And that's fine as long as we all have the option. But I know that their I know that their current Atom Shop, and again, Bethesda, turn, listen up here. I know their current Atom Shop is making a lot of people angry with the bundles with exclusives in them. That's making a few people pretty pissed. So I wouldn't put it past them to have like, oh, you can't display weapons until you buy the thing, but you can display junk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would very much like it if it's like you can display anything you want if you build the thing, but then you get the fancy looking one if you buy it in Atoms, which that's fine.
I'm hoping for mannequins and hat racks because I would like to display like my Civil War dress, my big fancy Civil War dress. I think that would look great on a mannequin in the middle of the room.
Do you remember that 80s movie?
No.
Mannequin?
What are we talking about? What?
The 80s movie Mannequin, where the mannequin girl comes to life.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
She was from
Mhm.
Cheers, I think is who the lady was.
They will be updating the Charleston Capitol Courthouse building with patch 12. They're going to be updating the building's interior, and that always it kind of freaks me out when they do that, when they make significant changes to the game. They have changed the courthouse's layout and design so that it better reflects the story that you uncover as you play through the Key to the Past quest line. And they've added a few new notes, so there's more lore. So they are adding new lore to the game, to pre-existing places of the game, which is just crazy. And I've already done that quest, so now I'm gonna have to build a new character and go do the quest again, experience it in its new form. That seems a little strange. Well, I think I'm for it though.
Is the lore a part of the quest, or is it just notes?
Well, you can see the notes, I'm sure, without doing the quest again. But you don't really have the experience of going through, because they said they've changed the layout of the building to guide you through differently. So that's really interesting. Isn't that the building where we were lost for a while? I think we got lost in there getting our driver's license.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Because it was a poor layout.
It was. We've also...
Best quest ever,
okay, I said we've because I'm reading this off of the internet. We didn't do it, Bethesda did it. Bethesda has split the main Capitol building and the courthouse into two different interior cells, again, to better support the Key to the Past quest line. And previously, these were part of the same interior area, and this new change allowed them to adjust the difficulty of enemy spawns in each location. So the courthouse matches Top of the World, and the Capitol building matches the Mire, which I find pretty interesting. The Key to the Past objectives are the same, but this should help you have a better experience with that quest. They're also increasing the cap limit. The cap limit currently is 25,000 caps, and they're going to be increasing that to 30,000 caps, which is more caps than I can imagine ever having in my life.
Yeah.
But I understand there are some high rollers in this game who like to go and buy and sell a lot of serums and stuff, and 30,000 still isn't going to be enough for these people.
You know, I was thinking about this. This is another thing that I would like, but then turn. So they're adding the ability to pick perks in the nuclear winter. But what I'm having trouble with is after I've spent time building my toon, what if I've built him wrong? And now I'm kind of stuck with this special. And in order to re-swap my special, I have to level up to 201 to move all the points around if I want to respec. I wish there was an easier way to respec, and I hope that that's coming down the line.
That would be nice.
Yeah, because I built my tank build, but then I realized there was a more efficient way to build it. But now, by the time I move stuff around, I'd have to level up 20 times.
Right.
And that's a pain.
That is a pain. That is a pain for sure. I was surprised that there wasn't as part of the vanilla game that there wasn't the ability to do an easy respec. I was surprised they did that.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. No, it's hard to do this on a delay.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to carry on with the...
No, carry on.
Okay. So they have had some community feedback that people are accidentally using a chair or a bed when they're trying to do things. And now you'll have to briefly hold down the activate button to enter furniture, play instruments, or drink from a water source, so that you're less likely to do it on accident, which is good and bad, because when you want to do those things, it's probably going to be a little bit annoying that you have to wait for a bit before it happens. But this will avoid all of those awkward drinking water out of the toilet instances that always happen.
I'm going to pick up those Mentats. No!
Just shove that toilet water right in your face there. We've all done it. We've all done it. And they are changing the balance in Nuclear Winter. to some items have been underperforming and some weapons have been overperforming. So they're going to buff some and nerf others. They are going to release full details in the patch 12 notes.
Ooh.
They're planning to increase Radaway's effectiveness, reduce the range of the Tesla rifle's area of effect, and buff the lever action rifle's ammo capacity and reload speed in Nuclear Winter. And additionally, they're going to add a staircase quick kit to Nuclear Winter so that you can just throw down some stairs, just like in Fortnite. So,
Yep. Fortnite.
Indeed. Congratulations to people who love building staircases.
Looks like their stock is going up in this game.
Yes. Gosh, I've got nothing. I'm trying to do a segue here. I don't know how to segue.
I've got nothing for this either.
Yeah. So follow IRL news. We've got a bit of follow IRL news, and I wish that I had my Nuka Dark. I still have a little bit of the Nuka Dark. I wish I had it close enough here to just display it.
Mine's gone.
Because that wasn't, well, I know, but I'm not a big drinker. So we had that. That was some Fallout, alcohol. It was fun. And the next thing we can try is vodka from Chernobyl. Yes, that's a real thing. This vodka has been produced with ingredients from the Chernobyl exclusion zone, and researchers say it is safe to drink. So scientists from the University of Portsmouth, I'm reading this from a CNN article by Amy Woodyat, by the way. Scientists from the University of Portsmouth created atomic vodka, atomic with a K, a spirit made with exclusion zone grain and water. This is the first consumer product to come out of that area. And Chernobyl, of course, is the site of one of the worst nuclear disasters of all time. As we've discussed on this very podcast, you can check out our discussion with Andrew Leatherbarrow if you would like to learn more about Chernobyl. In 1986, they had a reactor explode. It killed people. Millions of other people were exposed to radiation. And the final death toll from long-term health problems is estimated at about 200,000. And they have maintained there a 19-mile radius exclusion zone around the reactor that includes the city of Pripyat, which was once a city of 50,000 people. So this team of scientists from the University of Portsmouth and Ukraine brewed this vodka as part of a 3-year research project into the transfer of radioactivity to crops grown in the exclusion zone. Jim Smith was the leader of the project, and he has been doing research on Chernobyl for decades. We should try and get him on the show. He worked with a team to find out if it was safe to use some of this land to grow crops. And here's a quote from Mr. Smith. 30 years on after the accident, what we found was in the same area, the crops were slightly above the very cautious Ukrainian limit for consumption. So technically, you can't eat those crops. But we thought, well, we've got some grain. Why don't we try making a vodka? Experts diluted the distilled alcohol with mineral water from an aquifer in Chernobyl town, which is 10 kilometers south of the reactor. And they say that this water is free from contamination. I insert the LA Noir doubt get here. that's doubt, big doubt from me. They say it's safe to drink. They found some radioactivity in the grain, but they say that distilling it into vodka reduces the impurities to an undetectable level. And here's another quote from the researchers. When you distill something, lots of impurities stay in the waste product, and the final product is more pure. And that's what we found with our vodka. We fermented the grain, then distilled it. We found that we couldn't measure any radioactivity in the product except natural carbon-14 that you find in any spirit drinks or any food. And they have named it Atomic. They are planning to give 75% of the profits back to the people who have been affected by the Chernobyl disaster, which I think is a really delightful thing. There are still about 150 elderly people who live inside the exclusion zone, despite the orders of the government. Otherwise, they're very stubborn people. I know it would be the same way where I live. There would be people who would refuse to leave. And officials say that it will be safe for humans to live in this area again in the next 24,000 years. So
Wow.
you can visit as a tourist for a short period. It is highly regulated. But yeah, this vodka is a real product. It's not available for sale yet, but the profits will be going to benefit the people who were affected by the Chernobyl disaster. I'm a big supporter of that, and I just want to ask you, Rick, would you drink the Chernobyl vodka?
Yeah.
Me too.
Totally.
Me too.
I
I
mean,
feel like we have to buy the Chernobyl vodka. Like it's not a choice. We have to get this.
I was planning on like messaging them, be like, "Hey, we do this show.
Yes.
Send us
That's
a bottle."
good idea. We should. Let's write this down.
But I feel like you'd get more radiation from an X-ray, honestly, from like an X-ray than a shot of this. However, it's like I might keep it in my garage, just because like keeping it in the house, like I'll keep it on the top of my fridge, and like one day I'll come in and it's like in my fridge, like it ate a hole through. But all of my alcohols sit on top of my refrigerator.
I wonder if it would glow like quantum. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. But I am just anxiously awaiting this Chernobyl vodka. Like I said, I'm not a big drinker. I still have most of a bottle of Nuka Dark back here, but I will absolutely purchase some Chernobyl vodka.
I couldn't. Oh man. Could you just imagine like everyone who drinks it like ends up dying or getting cancer or something, and we're like, we should have known. Like the signs were all there.
Oh my gosh,
An
we're gonna be.
aquifer underneath Chernobyl grains.
The
Worst
thing
nuclear
that
disaster
really
ever.
shocked me was that they found the water at Chernobyl as well.
That's what, yeah. Like I could get like, the grains from Chernobyl, but we also used an aquifer. It's like all the red flags were there, yet we drank it anyway, and we all have, cancer now.
It's gonna be like, what's that question in the goat? Like you have a third hand growing out of your stomach.
You have vodka made from a highly radioactive area. What do? Drink? No, don't drink. Obviously, we drink. YOLO.
That's the high endurance dialogue option, is to chug the vodka. Notice nothing.
I mean, it would be fun to do like a shot of it, man. I don't know if I could drink the whole thing. I let it sit for a year, wait for more studies to come out.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to get some though. We should reach out to these people and see if we can chat with them about their research and get a hold of
Send us sample bottles.
Spirits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to pay for it with the money going to a good cause. So
I'm still waiting for those MREs.
yeah, they never sent those, did they? Yeah, the lady said she was gonna send some, but
Maybe
she
they
never
got lost
did.
in the U.S. mail.
Yeah, it was gonna be we were gonna have to eat the 50-year-old MREs, but
Ugh.
so much for that. I don't know. That was back in the day. That was a throwback to anybody who knows what the heck we're talking about there.
Yeah. Well,
That was like episode 3 or something.
Yeah. Did they give a price on the vodka?
No, there was no price.
Nothing
So
at all?
I'm guessing it's probably going to be pretty costly
$80.
because they're going to be using it to fund their research as well as give to the people here in Chernobyl.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true.
Mhm.
Well, we're not quite sure if that's going to be a ballistic bargain, but we do have a couple of ballistic bargains for you right here on That Fallout Show. So, Shaline, actually, you know what? Why don't I take this one? Sound good?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Awesome. So, the Atomic Shop patch 11.5 is going live August 6th, which is already up, and there's some free items, and that is the Reach for the Stars Space Photo Mode frame. It's available until August 13th, so don't hesitate, get it now. Apparently, there's this space theme going on, and it looks like you can get a bunch of cool stuff here. You get the Welcome Home mat, a spacesuit, the Space Explorer's backpack, and the Invasion from the Stars bundle. So here we get into the bundles here. So the welcome mat is 20% off now at 320 atoms. The spacesuit is at 640. The Space Explorer's backpack is 700 atoms, and the Invasion from the Stars bundle is 1500. The Grill Master bundle is $1,200. The Free States Survivalist bundle is $18, and the Free States Revolutionary bundle is $2,000. The Invasion from the Stars bundle includes the Captain Cosmos suit and helmet, bonus item exclusive to the Invasion from the Stars bundle, so I'm sure that's gonna irritate a few of you. Captain Cosmos bed, the satellite dish, alien plushie, and the untarnished alien blaster paint, and the Invader baton. That is cheeky, guys. Cheeky. You don't get the...
I don't think I do.
See, I took this, like, since it's a space theme, and, like, Space Aliens probe you, and they call this the Invader baton.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Yeah,
That's how I took it.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Of course you did. Now, I would like to note, this was pointed out to me in the Discord by Captain Bones. The Invader baton is not a skin. It is a weapon. It is a unique weapon that you get.
It's the second time they've done this.
Yeah, like, that's kind of not cool. He actually had purchased it thinking it was a skin, and was shocked to find that it was the actual weapon itself. So he did ask for a refund and was granted a refund for his add-ons that he spent on that.
Wow.
But I feel like that's a slippery slope. I mean, the Invader baton, it's not a super overpowered weapon or anything. It's not going to be pay to win. But it's a very slippery slope offering a weapon and not a skin.
Yeah, it is. So, Bethesda, stop. Anyway, there's some item sales now. You can get the Home Sweet Home photo frame mode for 80 atoms from August 7th to August 8th. You can get the flight helmet set for 350 from August 8th to August 9th. From August 9th to 10th, you can get the Go Away emote for 60 atoms, the Go Away neon signs for 180 atoms on August 10th to 11th. You can get the monocle for 180 atoms from the 11th to 12th, and from the 12th to 13th, you can get the Alien Mothman mask for 360 atoms. So there's some items leaving soon, and that includes the sun hat, the sweater vest and slacks, the Summersville fancy camera paint, Mothman paint, the pink metal armor paint, the VTU tracksuit under armor, the Vault Tech generator, small, and the Mothman trucker hat and sequin dress. So yeah, you can get those. They're leaving soon. Actually, you can't get the sun hat or sweater vest and slacks now because they are...
Yeah, those are already gone.
They're gone, baby. And the Summersville fancy camera paint is gone today, so hurry your butt up. We got some new items coming in. That's the Mr. Fuzzy Ride. This looks pretty fantastic. The Untarnished Alien Blaster Paint. All these are 500 atoms. The Martian Vault Girl Helmet. The Theremin. I am so happy they put a Theremin in here.
What is that?
So, a Theremin is a electrical music device with... So it's this box with like a metal pole that sticks up off of it. And the closer that you put your hand... I think it's like an electromagnetic field. It makes it go...
That sounds awesome. Can you play it? The one that's in here?
What?
Can you play the one that's in Fallout?
I'm imagining it's a theremin, yeah.
That is so cool.
When I was young, like super young, I used to go to this church, and every once in a while they would have like these two guys that would come and do special music, and then one of them would play a theremin, and I was entranced by this thing that was just really like, you know, it was pretty cool.
So while we're talking about alien stuff, can I derail us for just a minute?
Derail away.
I just got this new eyeshadow palette in the mail. It is the Jeffree Star alien palette, and it looks like a little alien face.
Jeffree Star, why do I know that name?
Yeah, well, he's got like 10 million subscribers on YouTube. He's like a makeup guy. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I was very excited about that. But I thought it was very appropriate that we have all this alien stuff, and it got me making it. So. Okay, derailment over.
And then for 400 atoms, you can get the Invader baton. Wink, wink. You can get the Captain Cosmos bed to go along with your Invader baton for 300 atoms. You can also get the retro alien movie posters, the satellite dish for 300 atoms. The alien plushie is 200, and the alien blaster player icon is 50 atoms. The following items are still available that you can get because of Meat Week: the rhododendron pantsuit, the picket fences set, the Deathclaw topiary, floor photo mode frame set, large potted succulent set, the tulip and daffodil planters, the carnivorous plant, potted cactus sets, tiered succulents, and cement wall tire set, the Free States generator skin set, the cement-filled tire set, hazmat meat cooler backpack, barbecue grill set, and the meat and yum flags. Whew. You can still get all that stuff if you want for a very expensive price. Goodness gracious.
The prices for Atom Shop are just unreal.
I-
And they've made it so hard to earn atoms now. I feel like I never earn atoms anymore.
No, me neither. I'm done with trying to do that.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Speaking of ballistic bargains, I have a small unboxing of a survival item that I bought.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I've never owned a pocket knife, and that's kind of crazy. I don't know why. So there's this YouTuber that I really enjoy. So plug him, Demolition Ranch, and they came out with these knives called skiff knives, and they come in this neat little box called a cut above. See, skiff and cut above. Focus there, yeah. And it's pretty rad. So little magnetic clasp, and it's called the Skiff Defender knife, and it's cool because the little box comes with, let's see here, a little doggy taggy thing here.
Oh, that's cute.
And yeah, so there's that.
I'll give you 2 steel, that dog tag.
Do what?
I'll give you 2 steel.
2 steel?
Yeah, that dog tag. When you break it down as junk.
Oh, right, yeah. And so, yeah, and then it comes with a sticker, skiff knife. So the funny thing was, I was like, yeah, I want a little pocket knife, just something to have, because I've been finding that I need it at the store where I work. When he's like, I can't believe you've never had a pocket knife. Tell me at least I have a stripper. Yes, I have a couple pairs of strippers and a couple pairs of dikes. Wink, wink. And that's an official tool name. And anyway, I had like, the X-Acto knives, not the X-Acto knives, like a box cutter knife kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've had like those before, but never like just a pocket knife. So at the shop, I've noticed that there's been times where like opening boxes, I'm always trying to find the box cutter and it's a pain. I was like, man, I really wish I just had like a pocket knife, like a small flip pocket knife, to have. So it's like, I'll buy one. It was this, it's this little knife thing that I got. And it's called the Skiff Defender knife. It was black on black, aluminum. And so, yeah, when it came to me and I opened it up, it was a little bigger than I thought. So this, yeah. So this is the knife.
That looks like something a raider would come at you with.
It's like, fits real good in my hand. It's quite large. It's, it's a pretty large blade. I was like, oh, all right. my pocket knife. Excuse me while I grab my mini machete.
It's very cool. Is it your lucky machete?
My lucky machete. So yeah, I'm happy that I have a knife now because I need one, but it's rather large. But yeah, it comes in this nice little case. So
Internet Mom in chat says, now that's a knife.
yeah.
And Monocular Goblin is offering to make and send us some Fallout knives.
What? Of course.
Yeah, that
Free
was
things.
bad.
I'll never turn down free stuff. Of course.
We've gotten some
She's like,
pretty cool gifts from fans.
Internet Mom's like, you are not getting on a plane with that. No, that's, no. Well, like, and I put it in my pocket and it fits quite nicely, but it is much bigger than I had thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's like the kind of thing that makes people suspicious of you. It's that big of a knife. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Monocular Goblin in the chat says, "Did you say the blade is aluminum?" Actually, no. I'm sorry. It's not aluminum. It's steel. It's hold on a minute. It's 8CR13MOV, and if you know anything about steel, I'm sure that means something to you. So yeah, it's just a nice knife. It's it's got a good feel to it. It's a good weight, a good heft.
We were comparing pocket knives before the show. Mine's a little bitty.
Yeah, but yours is mother of pearl.
It is.
Yours
It's got
is
a mother
beautiful.
pearl handle. It's very lovely.
So it has
Very
like the thumb opener thing that I can't use, apparently. There we go. And then it has the finger assist on the back, which is what I'll most likely be using. And then it has a little lanyard clip. And like when I read the description, I'm like, oh, it's got a lanyard clip. So like, you know, in case I drop it, because it's going to be wee tiny in my big hands, it'll catch on a lanyard. It's like, it might as well just be attached to a wallet chain from the 90s.
Oh man, that's amazing.
So
it's
anyway.
a very cool knife. It's a very cool knife.
Yeah, I'm happy, you know, keep it beside my... actually, you know, Captain, I put it in my pocket, and it wasn't too bad. It felt all right. So I think it'll be fine. But I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, and I was showing Shaline earlier, and she's like, "That's big." I was like, "Yeah, it is." So anyway, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into our gameplays. So we actually played a little bit of Fallout 76, and I think we should just talk about it together.
I think so too, because that's the only Fallout I actually played this week was when I was playing with you guys. So.
Me too. Why don't you go ahead and start and talk about it?
Well, after our last podcast, which was an episode of Game Stack, I really wanted to try out the Meat Week event. So I peer pressured you guys into playing some Meat Week, and Archon jumped on with us as well. It was great. We did have a lot of bugs. It was like a problem. It took us forever to get together to make this event happen. It took us a long time to get spawned into the same server.
Oh, yeah.
Then the power armor didn't work, and then for a while I couldn't use any buttons. I couldn't use the menu. We had some problems. I felt like the last update broke a lot of things.
Oh yeah, so like when I loaded in, and you know, I was when I loaded in, I was like, why am I at a train station? Like I always log out at my house with this character, and then I was like, why do I have 798 pounds on myself? And then I looked in my inventory. It had all of my separate pieces of power armor in my inventory. So I was like, fantastic. So trudge over to the train station, unload everything, redo my power armor, and then fast travel to my base. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use some heavy armor and use some heavy weapons, like the build that I made this character for. So I get my excavator armor. And I was like, I just don't want it to be bright yellow, so I'll see if I have any other paint skins for it. And so I park it in my power armor bench, and I hit E to access it, and I just kind of stand there, and the game is thinking like, now I know what I'm supposed to do here, but I've been drinking, and I don't remember what exactly I'm supposed to do here. So we're just going to not do it. And then all of a sudden I'm back in my character's body because first person, I'm like, well, what? All right. Maybe it's because my armor bench is too close to my power armor bench. Okay, maybe that's what it is. So I pick up my armor bench and move it over and set it down. And then I hit E on the power armor thing. And it's like, someone else is using this. Like, there's nobody else using this. Like, there's no one standing here. Hit E on the power armor workstation. Someone else is using this. And I'm like, there's no one else using this. Go to my power armor. I'm spamming E. I can't collect it. I can't get into my power armor. I can't open doors. I can't access other power benches. And what I think happened is the game got drunk. And when I hit E, it put an instance of me on the power armor bench. And then yet I had control over my character. So it was like in two places at once because I couldn't do anything else. And it thought I was still using the power armor bench. So I had to reboot the entire game. And I said, forget it. I'm just going to be a bright yellow tack running across the wasteland here. And then at that point, I couldn't fast travel anywhere. So it was like, you just can't fast travel.
Yeah, I couldn't fast travel for a while either. And it wasn't over an encumbrance issue. It was just you would go and in the map and hover over a location and the fast travel option just wasn't there.
Yeah, so it was nuts.
Yeah. When I spawned in to my first successful login to the game, I immediately was set upon by a little crowd of hounds, of mongrel dogs.
Oof.
And they were just attacking me, and I was really having a hard time staying alive and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, man, why are these dogs so tough? And finally, I fought them off. And then I thought, okay, now I'm going to do some inventory management. And I started doing inventory management. And I realized that I have unequipped all of my armor because I was wearing the Country Girl Under Armour and it was pretty. And I didn't want it to be covered up.
Die young and leave a pretty corpse is your philosophy.
Yeah, die young and leave a pretty corpse. That's, yeah. But I looked amazing, but I had no armor. It was not the best. So I did eventually change into some armor. Archon turned up and gave me some neat under armor.
Oh, the gifts he gave us were great.
Yeah, it was really good. And he also gave me this bear skull fist weapon. It's amazing. It's a bear skull that you hold in your hand and use it to punch people. And it's remarkable. It's a very, very good weapon. I really enjoyed punching things to death with my bare fist. My bare fist. See what I did there?
You have the right to bear arms.
Yeah. So I really appreciated that. Thank you for that, Archon. I would almost certainly never have been able to craft this weapon on my own. And he had some really cool power armor with the Liberty Prime skin. And he was showing us that, and it makes like Liberty Prime noises when you get into it. It's like, democracy is non-negotiable, whatever. But then he got out of it to show it to you, and it just disappeared for him.
It did. And I could see it.
I could see it too. But for him, it was just gone. It was so weird.
It winked out of existence.
Yeah. And then we took off on some meat week shenanigans. We went hunting some prime meat. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we went to the first place, and a bunch of small, it's an event where small things attack you, and then some prime beasts come. So we fought the prime beasts pretty easily. It was enough of us there where we ate through them pretty good. And then we went to, this was near, I think, Monongahela?
I don't remember.
Can't remember. It's like a broken down town in the ash heap. There's a train station there. It was right outside of there. So then we went over to the train station. We were kind of, taking care of inventory and stuff. And then he's like, oh, there's another one available. Let me fast travel there. And he went, and then he winked out of existence because I went to go like fast travel to Archon, right click and look. And then it's like, why is he grayed out? Like he's not in the server anymore. So click, and it said join. So I was like, okay, Bethesda, I'm going to trust you on this one. Join. And then it's like, your server doesn't exist anymore, 0,0. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. And then put me back out to the main menu. Then all of a sudden, Vendor and Shaline are like, why am I at the main menu? And so we go to log in and join Archon. It's like, the server's not available anymore. And we were just kind of like, is anybody really? Like, and Archon's playing just fine. So I don't know if the server just got full or what, but he eventually joined Shaline's server or something.
Maybe we're being trolled by the Bethintern.
I don't know. So we finally did some more prime stuff, and I know I got a bunch of prime meat, and then we go do... We
beat a sheep squatch to death.
We did beat a prime sheep squatch.
With our bare fist.
I used my MG42, Hitler's buzzsaw, and we... beat that, and we did I think 1 or 2 more prime meat challenges, and then we went to Graham's cooker. We had the grill fest,
Yes, it was fabulous. I thought that part of the event was really fun.
It wouldn't let me donate any prime meat, so all I did... By the way, I wanted to point this out. I love how they're like, yeah, there's some non-combat options. You could like play the drums, you can like feed Chally, the moo, and then you could like do something else and whatnot. But then you could also just run around and kill small animals for their guts. Non-combat. So it's like non-combat, but you can like kill small animals. And so I just decided to kill squirrels and rabbits for their meat guts. I couldn't find any of the bushes anywhere.
I was the bush gatherer. I gathered up a bunch of bushes and fed them to Chally. And I also really enjoyed playing the drums on those big empty barrels. Yeah. I thought that was a lot of fun. And there was this little luau music playing in the area. It was so fabulous. I thought that was a really, really cute event, and I liked it. I wished I'd had more chances to run it a couple more times. And I really liked, as a reward, we got that, or I at least got that bloody chef outfit. Um, I thought it was really fabulous. I think that's the perfect attire, like for the cannibal role playing guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna all be running around in those bloody aprons. I think that'll be fabulous.
You know, we'll say Bethesda's not very good at explaining what exactly is going on, because like by the time Vendor figured any of it out, like it was over. And so basically there's a couple things that you can do. You put your prime meat in the main cook fire. That's one thing you can do. The other thing that you can do is you can collect types of greens and feed them to Chally the Moo.
And then cleaning up Chally's waste products is also.
That's something else. You can kill small creatures and get their guts and put them in another place. And then also you can put greens in a bin as well. So there's a bunch of different small things that you can do. And you have to do all of them. Like everyone's got to do everything in order to fill that bar up fast enough. I mean, it's pretty. It needs a lot of input from everyone else, but it's just not very good at being self-explain.
I agree.
What's the word?
Explanatory?
That one. So yeah, you know, Bethesda's doing good with the events. They make great events. They're just really not good at telling you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, most events and most MMO-ish games that I've ever played have never been very good at telling you what to do. So, but anyway.
Bones in the chat says Chally poop is very important.
Yeah, and someone is again misspelling Fasnacht. Now I can't say it.
Fasnacht.
Stop it. Well, they just typed Fast Snatch, which is just a whole different thing. Fasnacht. Jeez. But anyway, so that was fun. It was fun playing the game again. But I mean, it just all those bugs really sucked out any desire from me to play it again for a while.
It did kind of put a damper on things. The difficulty we had. We played for like 2 hours, but got in about 45 minutes of actual fun time.
And it's one thing to like deal with Bethesda bugs, like that's something. But when it keeps you from playing the game, like even starting, you know what I mean? It just.
Yeah, it was probably 40 minutes before we were even able to group up.
Yeah, it was a while before we could actually get together. And then by the time we all got together, like I was in and then doing inventory management. By the time Vendor was able to get in and then do inventory management, and then Shaline was, and like we were just like, hold on, wait, and it's just like, and it wasn't anyone's fault. It was the game's fault, really.
It was all of our fault. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun once we got things moving. Granted.
I agree.
It was a challenge for us to get everything moving and going, but we eventually did that. And much like our challenge in just playing the game, you guys took it a step further and did challenges inside of the game. And last week was the Meat Week selfies. We wanted you to take a meat pic somehow of you doing something with Meat Week, and 6 of you followed along with that. So here we go. First up is Co-op in Crime. Had lots of fun during Meat Week, and they're standing above the mole rat that's dead with the party hat and a beer bottle in its mouth.
I loved that mole rat. I thought it was hilarious.
And they're sitting there with their chef's hat and giving thumbs up. So, nice. Next up is Captain Bones. Who's the best party host? This guy right here. And he's hanging out next to Graham at the cook fire.
What's that outfit? He looks like Aquaman.
He's got on like not the fisherman's, but it's like a survivalist thing or something like that. I'm not
great.
sure.
Has like a fishing net over his chest. Longshoreman.
Yeah, there you go. Dread Pirate Gene. Here's Ben Yannick on the left, me in the middle, and an unknown player making some sweet barrel beats during Meat Week. And they're playing on the stage, playing the barrels for the Meat Week grilling thing. We were commenting earlier when I saw this that, Captain Bones is playing with Dread Pirate, now Dread Pirate's playing with Ben Yannick, and I feel like our little community is starting to like mingle with each other. And it only took like a year into this or so, but like someone finally broke the ice like at a dance, like, "Hey, I saw you from across the room staring at you for like a year. Can we hang out? Is it all right?" And like so like people are starting to finally like, "Can I hang out? Yeah, come on over." And milling together, and so it's awesome to see our community actually interacting. It's good, more than just chat, but playing games together, which is what we wanted. Our dream was for people to play games together. So
I'm so proud of the community we have.
me too. The next one is from Shora. Congratulations, Mr. Graham. I'm here because both Vaultec and Nuka-Cola corporations decided to take patronage over your cookout. I will personally ensure to provide. I personally will ensure to provide proper drinks for your guests as inspection suggests avoid local lemonade brand. Oh, nice. So they're standing there with their Nuka-Cola backpack and the Nuka Girl head. It's a couple of different pictures. That's really cool. And then we got Shaline. Oh, pictures from our meat week. Some delightful meat week shenanigans with a few of my favorite fellows. And so the Archon's laying on the spit.
Yes, I enjoyed that. I thought that was really fun.
That was great. Me looking like a big bird in my yellow excavating suit.
Hey, it is like Big Bird.
And then
what if you've got can you attach some Tesla mods to it and then you could be a giant Pikachu?
That's true. Pika. Unloaded vault. Graham wasn't too happy when I burned the meat. Now me and my wiener are next on the menu. What? Oh,
his head clipped through this.
His head's clipped through a pike.
Yeah.
And the pike also has a hot dog wiener on it. That's hilarious.
It's a pretty amazing screenshot.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's it. So thank you so much, folks, for chiming in there with that challenge. And Shaline, what's the next week's challenge?
Oh, we forgot to come up with one.
No, there's one here.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke. Write us an essay on whether or not eating ghoul counts as cannibalism. I was supposed to talk about this with you before we started and see if we could come up with something better than
I got one.
Go for it.
This is a little in-depth, and I doubt anyone's going to do it, but this might be a fun challenge. Join an RP group and let us know your experience from doing it.
I love it. That's great. So, yes, we've got the cannibals at Eat.
We've got the Talon Company.
Mercenaries.
There's a big BOS group.
Yes, and there's some police. I think there's some guys that are role playing as Wasteland police.
Please tell me they have aviators and giant mustaches.
They have to. And I think there's also that Lovecraftian group.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so that's our challenge to you guys.
And you can get bonus points for writing the essay.
So yeah, that's the challenge. Join an RP group, hang out with them for a week, and send us a screenshot of your shenanigans and let us know what group you joined. And
that's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
There we go. Boom. Awesome. And how in the world can they let us know what they've been up to, Shaline?
On Twitter. You can send us those screenshots on Twitter, tag us, That Fallout Show, and use the hashtag TFSChallenge. TFS Challenge. That hashtag is what we use to compile these challenge entries every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So moving right along, we wanted to keep the theme of meat going. So when we were discussing what lore to do today, I said, long neck, let's do the canning place in Fallout 4. And so Shaline wrote this up, so thank you for covering for my slacking. But this is always fun when I try to read someone else's segment and thoroughly butcher it like the meat that we're talking about. So Longneck Lukowski's Cannery and Potted Meat. I'm sure that you all have heard of this or seen the canned meat around, and maybe have even been to the cannery yourself in Fallout 4. So it's a location in Fallout 4 near Kingsport Lighthouse, south of the Museum of Witchcraft, which has a fun little surprise in it. The meat processing and packaging plant survived the Great War without incurring much damage and was not difficult for settlers to repair. Wastelander Theodore Collins rediscovered the plant and repaired the Mr. Handys inside to resume their function of processing potted meat. Collins learned, though, to use the canning equipment Collins learned how to use the canning equipment and began operating the business, working with traders who provided him the meat as well as traders to distribute his product. Upon first entering the location, the sole survivor discovers Collins in the midst of an argument with Riley, a trader from Vault 81. Riley states that the meat has been making people sick, kicking off the mystery meat side quest. Riley can be recruited as a level 4 vendor for your settlements. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, now. If you ask Collins about Riley's allegations, he tells you that mole rats have contaminated his supply and offers you a few caps to take care of his infestation. Collins makes it clear that the player should not enter the basement under any circumstances, which means that you do. In the cannery itself, you can find the barter bobblehead and a copy of the Tales of Junktown Jerky Vendor, and there really isn't much to do besides go into the basement. I don't want to go down to the basement. Have you ever heard that song, Shaline?
No.
The Ramones? I don't want to go down the basement. Like I forget the lead singer of the Ramones' name, but Marky Ramone or something, I forget. But anyway, he sings I don't want to go down to the basement. Like he says basement, like basement, in like one little.
Joey Ramone?
Yeah, I think Joey. I can't remember. Schwendy would know which the lead singer is, but yeah. Anyway, after you take the elevator down, Theodore locks the elevator, trapping you in the basement. And by reading a terminal, you can discover that the demand for potted meat far exceeded the supply, so Collins had begun supplementing his product with mole rat, and was in process of searching for another meat to stretch his product further. Eventually, the sole survivor discovers that the potted meat contains dun feral ghoul meat.
That was supposed to be dun dun dun.
Oh, dun dun dun! Feral ghoul meat. You're offered two options. You can keep Theodore's secret and get a cut of the caps he makes, or you can kill him and stop the spread of the super gross and also morally suspect product. Miscellaneous bits of trivia. Kate, Codsworth, and Deacon will all comment on the general grossness of potted meat. You can pick up the quest from random settlers who will complain they have bowel issues after eating the potted meat. I love that. They're like, you might want to stay away, the smell. And you can find cans of potted meat around the Commonwealth before encountering the source. And that leads us to the item of the week, which is not potted meat like you'd think, but it's Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor. Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor appear in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, and the Junktown was a location in the original Fallout game. Junktown was built from the ground up with bits and pieces of trash from the devastated world, indicating that the treaty on trade was written post-war. It's interesting to note that in this post-apocalyptic setting, the book/magazine was so popular that it spread all the way across the U.S., all the way to the East Coast Capital Wasteland, while Junktown is located on the West Coast. The Fallout 3 and New Vegas version is a skill book that gives you a permanent increase for your barter skill. However, in Fallout 4, the version is a series of 8 magazines with crudely hand-drawn covers. And the magazines will unlock degrees of Junktown vendor perk, which decreases prices at vendors. It's interesting that jerky is kind of a rare item in the game. It's a consumable in a couple of the games, but I don't think you can purchase jerky anywhere in the series. That's true. I didn't think about that. So yeah. That's Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor. And I do believe we have some listener tales as well in the email.
Yes, and I was supposed to go over this with you before the show as well, but forgot. You have to read the first one, and I have to read the second one.
Why do I have to read the first one?
Because he wants you to read it.
Okay. G-Day, mates. Lucius Lyons here. Hope you're having...
Okay, read this part. Read this part.
Oh. But see... All right. It's one thing when you just jump into an accent and you butcher it, but it's one thing when you try to do the whole thing in an accent when someone asks you, and it never works. Like, it never works out well. And then halfway through, I'm gonna...
You guys can't see our show notes, but it says here, hope to hear the great Aussie accent when read.
Good eye, mates. But like, I know what's gonna happen is like halfway through this bit in my head, I'm just gonna be like, I can't believe I tried this. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read this email in an Aussie accent because it's just gonna be terrible and it will not be as fun as we all think it will be. So anyways, by the way, Shaline, now every time when someone says duties, like I have duties to attend to, I'm thinking like dead guy duties.
Maybe it's time to find a better duty.
So, Lucius Lyons here. Hope you're all having a good week. I immensely enjoy the shows and keep up the good work and the fires. Well, I think that's definitely a 100% possibility that we will be on fire. Go off the rails some weeks. I go through 60 hours of audio, so the long shows are great. Hoping I could get on the Discord. Send us a message. We'll send you the link. I love the Fallout, and it's at least 50% of my gaming. New Vegas was my go-to for years, but I started with 3 and have played all but Tactics. I'd play one game like Metro or Far Cry, and then do another run through. I'm loving 76, and feel they have fixed up the survival mode by having no one on the map. It was annoying having some guy murder hoboing the map, and you would end up... Wait, what? It was annoying having some guy murder hoboing the map, and you would end up on it because everyone had low scores. It was only ever one server in the area, so blocking them didn't work. Oh, I guess they had server issues with that. The bad drop of the game hurt the Australian player base. Oh, gotcha. The release of the game. I was hoping to find some people to trade with and do some end game questing. Have a great day. See ya. Well, our Discord, I'm sure, has people in there willing to play. If you can find someone to be like at that time zone.
Indeed. We definitely have a couple of Australians in the group. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. It's winter for them right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I totally forgot that was a thing that the Earth does. But I was talking with Sherry on last month's episode of Dames Who Game, and Sherry, of course, is from Australia, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I've got my space heater on," and I was like, "What?" And oh wait, it's winter for you. She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. What is it, like 76 degrees? They're
Well,
like,
I don't know about that, but regardless, it is winter. I don't know what kind of winter they get there.
But yes, put another shrimp on the Barbie. There you go.
So I'll just take this next email. Hey, Rick, Shaline, and Vendertron. I just sang the theme song in my head. I have been listening to you guys for a while now, and I wanted to let you guys know how much I really enjoy your show. In fact, you are the only podcast I listen to, and you may be my gateway drug. Thanks. I joined the Discord as Qit. Good job to Vendertron for saying it right. Qit. So I got Fallout 76 around launch on PC, and I have played off and on as my time dictates. But I just got it for free on PS4 from the recent Twitch Prime promotion on Amazon. I finally had a moment to boot it up, and I wanted to share a quick story of my experience yesterday. I left Vault 76, as you do, and I went around the immediate paved area and picked up the machete, the pipe pistol, a golf club, and a few other little supplies. Then I got a team invite. I don't play online on PS4 much, so it wasn't a friend, just someone being friendly to a level 2. I was kind of into what I was doing, and the invite auto-declined. After a minute, I thought I would look into it and see who they were and maybe try to just join up with them at the local camp. So instead of doing the smart thing and heading down the mountain, past the farm, killing a few scorched, and picking up more than 8 rounds for the pistol and some melee weapons, I head east toward the ranger station / watchtower. Things were going great on my little trek through the forest until I came across that ranger station. You guys, there were 4 level 5 super mutants and a super mutant skirmisher. I'm level 2 with a golf club. I did okay, dealing some decent damage to the first one before he killed me. I thought, oh, I can take these guys. I've played before. I've got this. No, I did not got this at all. I respawned, ran to my junk, got 2 hits in, and I was down again. Next respawn, I grab my junk and run like heck. I play around in Flatwoods, kill some robots, craft some armor and guns, build a camp, get to level 8, and now I've got a vendetta against these super mutants. I fast travel back, and guys, they killed me again! After my 3rd respawn, I pick up my junk again, change my tactics, and finally knock them all down. I have been playing Fallout since Fallout 3 in 2008, and I don't know if I've ever had that bad of a battle where I was getting 1 and 2 shotted, but I got my revenge. I think this will serve as my origin story for this character. After this experience, he's going to be a merc, a gun for hire. I'm not gonna lie, as I wrote this, it was in Shalene's voice, haha. Thanks again for your awesome show, your hard work, and your love of all things Fallout. I hope to meet up with you guys one day in Appalachia. Cue it.
Nice.
Thanks for writing in.
Yeah, I love the stories like that. One thing I was thinking about, like, I wish every time I play Fallout 4, I like start it and I'm like, this would be great, and then like 5 minutes in, I'm like, yeah, I'm just done. Just and I'd miss having some of those crazy, wacky wasteland stories. So I love when we get to read others as well.
Me too.
When I read this before and thinking about like level 2 with a golf club, I just like picture this like skinny little dude, just like 4, and then at that moment, like a super mutant walks up with a club and just goes,
just crushed him.
just crushes him. Like, 4. So yeah. All right, so that is the end of the emails. Do we have any announcements, Shaline?
Well, on last Sunday, Rick and I did a little Division stream. You can check that out on YouTube, the Division 2. It was really fun time. And I was watching a bit of it just to make sure that the video worked, and it was pretty funny. So
Good.
I recommend checking that out. It was a fun time.
Good.
And next week, we will be here on the same place, same time, same channel. But we'll be recording GameStack podcast, part of the We Just Love Games network. And GameStack, of course, is our general gaming show. If you enjoy this show, I just know you're going to love GameStack too. It's more shenanigans with Rick Vendor and myself. And we really love doing that show as well. So we hope you'll join us there as well. And finally, Vendertron has been streaming on his personal channel. So I love the Vendor streams.
It's great.
So please go hang out with Vendor at twitch.tv/Vendertron, twitch.tv/Vendertron. Give him a follow, and you will get to see some amazing Euro Truck Simulator shenanigans.
Dude, so he's been trying to get to 400 followers, and so he's super close. He needs like 11 more or something like that. So go follow Vendertron on Twitch. Give him over 400. Let's do it.
He's so good.
Let's do it. That would be such good news for him.
Mm-hmm. And what a surprise would that be for him to just like come home and have over 400 followers. Everybody do that.
Be awesome.
Go follow Vendor. That would be incredible.
He does Euro Truck or Euro Sim, Farm Sim, GTA. I mean, his streams are just so relaxed and fun. It's just great.
When you're doing the outro stuff, I'll post the link to his
okay,
Twitch.
Cool. So, beyond that, you can reach out to us here at the show at, this is all on Twitter too. You can tweet at us at That Fallout Show. You can tweet at the network at We Just Love Games. You can tweet at me at Rick McVick. You can tweet at Shaline at Shaline L, and Vendertron at Vendertron. And you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/That Fallout Show and facebook.com/That Fallout Show. You can also find our network page at facebook.com/We Just Love Games and /groups/We Just Love Games. You can email us to tell us your cool stories and find out how to get on Discord as well at info@wejustlovegames.com, and like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ you guessed it, We Just Love Games. You can find our show on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and wherever podcasts are found. You can leave us a review on iTunes. If it's 5 stars and has some text, we will shout you out at the beginning of the show. And we record live every other Friday at 6:30 Mountain, 8:30 Eastern Time here at twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. And be sure to check out our other show recording live next week, same time, same place, called GameStack. And we do Twitch streams when we can as well. So this Sunday, I don't think we have anything coming up, but please stay tuned for that. Check out the Vendertron thing as well. And thank you so much for listening. Shaline, what is your last word?
I once tried out the Vitamatic Vigor Tester, and the machine burst into flame.